We bring you more sports stories at this hour. I'm Riza Diaz. In college hoops, the much-anticipated UAAP Season 86 men's basketball finals will tip off later today. The UP Fighting Maroons and the LaSalle Green Archers will meet in the finals for the very first time. The UP, or for UP, this is their third straight trip to the championship, and the Maroons successfully dethroned defending champions Ateneo Blue Eagles in the semifinals over the weekend. LaSalle, meanwhile, took 6 years before returning to the finals. The Archers are carrying the momentum of 9 straight victories, dating back to the start of the second round of eliminations. The game will happen at 6 p.m. today at the Mall of Asia Arena. The Creamline Cool Smashers inch closer to a perfect elimination round campaign. The Choco Mucho Flying Titans, meanwhile, continue their impressive run. Here's the story.
The Farm Fresh Foxies entered their match against winless Galleries Tower High-Risers coming off a defeat. Farm Fresh channeled last game's frustrations to Galleries as they easily took the first 2 sets of the game. The High-Risers, though, still had something up their sleeve as they extended the game by winning the 3rd set. But it was not enough to force a come-from-behind win as the Foxies took control of the 4th set en route to victory. Final score 25-10, 25-18, 24-26, and 25-16. This was just win number 2 for Foxies against 8 losses. Galleries, though, fell into a deeper hole with an 0-9 record. In the second game, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans continued their impressive run in the conference as they stretched their winning streak to 9. The latest victims were the hapless Jer Floor defenders. The Titans displayed dominance all throughout the game, leading to a 25-16, 25-17, and 25-11 victory. Cherry Rondina was the top scorer as usual with 17 points. Choco Mucho improves to 9-1 in the standings, while Jer Floor falls to 0-9.
Counter.
In the main event, the Creamline Coal Smashers stayed unblemished after a hard-fought 4-set win over co-semifinalists Cherry Tiggle Crossovers. The first 3 sets were tightly contested, with Creamline mustering enough firepower to win 2. The 4th set was not as close as the Coal Smashers secured the dub. Final 25-22, 24-26, 25-20, and 25-16. Tots Carlos and Gemma Galanza both scored 16 points to lead the defending champions. With the victory, they are now 2 wins away from sweeping the elimination round. The Crossovers, meanwhile, fell to an 8-2 win-loss record for 3rd seed. PVL action continues Thursday as either Galleries or Jer Floor will finally notch a win. That's at 2 p.m. at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig. Next, Creamline hopes to move to within a win away from sweeping the LMs against the Akari Chargers at 4 p.m. Then the F2 Logistics Cargo Movers and PLDT High Speed Hitters face off, with the latter hoping to keep their semis hopes alive. Catch those games live on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and the Pilipinas Live app.
Filipino-Ivorian fender Maxine Esteban called out the Philippine Fencing Association for its supposedly unfair treatment. Speaking to 1PH Power and Play, Esteban bared the circumstances that led to her switching allegiances to Ivory Coast. The highest-ranked Philippine-born fencer in the world said things started to sour when she tore her ACL while representing the Philippines last year. Esteban wrote to PFA to excuse her from national and international events for 6 months while recovering. The PFA supposedly replied in the affirmative. Then, to her surprise, she was informed by fellow fencers that she was no longer part of the national team when the list of athletes was posted. The 8-time national champion claims the federation did not even tell her of the decision. She tried seeking an audience with the PFA for clarity, but to no avail. This prompted her to get naturalized in Ivory Coast due to her family's long-standing ties to the country.
I did not give up on my country. I gave up on a federation because they gave up on me first. The reality is, sobra akong nabastos because I was removed from the national team roster without even being given the courtesy of a written or a face-to-face notice. Had I known po na the excuse letter given to me was useless, of course, I would have joined and forced myself to join these qualifiers even if I knew full well that I had a fully torn ACL.
We're pausing for a quick breather. The game on One News Now will return in a few minutes. Stay with us. This is the game on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Thanks for staying with us. In the MPBL, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns are a win away from their first championship after beating Bacoor in Game 2 of the finals. Watch this.
Really key para dito sa Bacoor.
Kapampangan showed their all-out support for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns in Game 2 of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League Finals against the Bacoor City Strikers. The Brenzi Giao Convention Center in San Fernando was sold out for the game. Pampanga came in carrying a 1-0 series lead in the best-of-5 series. Both teams went neck and neck for most of the game until the Lanterns created a separation via a 7-0 run in the last 5 minutes. Bacoor managed to trim that back down to 3, but failed to score in the game's last possession to force overtime.
Take for 3, no! Loose ball, Nermal! Yee! And Pampanga!
Final score, 68-65 in favor of Pampanga. The Lanterns are now 1 win away from bagging their first ever MPBL championship. Pampanga coach and Governor Delta Pineda praised the team's effort in the victory.
Kaya nga lantern kami. Everybody need to shine. Kailangan mag-work. Kasi kung yung lantern namin, merong 1 pundido, 2 pundido, hindi magandang tignan. So talagang merong kikislap sa amin talaga.
Before the game, the top players of the season were honored by the league. People's Champion MPBL founder Manny Pacquiao led the awarding, along with Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes. Former DLSU star Justin Baltasar bagged the MVP award after averaging 17.4 points, 16.9 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks. This also gave him a spot in the mythical first team this year.
Sobrang thankful ako kay God na binigay niya sa akin tong bonus na to. And then siyempre hindi pa tapos. Yung national pa hinihintay ko para sobrang saya ng mga teammates ko and coaches ko and then mga boss ko.
Meanwhile, MPBL Finals action will shift to the Strike Gymnasium in Bacoor City, Cavite for Game 3. Pampanga will look to end the series while Bacoor will try to force a Game 4. That will happen on December 2. You can watch the games live on 1PH and the Pilipinas Live app.
More hoops, hardcourt action, and the PBA Commissioner's Cup continues today. First to hit the stage are the Terra Firma Jeep and the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Terra Firma looks to get a win to erase their embarrassing 40-point loss of the last game, while the Fuel Masters gun for a second straight win. In the next game, the Rain or Shine Alaska Painters tried to turn things around for a first win in the conference. But that will be a tall order against a solid San Miguel Beerman squad. The Terra Firma Phoenix game tips off at 4 p.m. while Rain or Shine and SMB will slug it out at 8 in the evening. Now, overseas, the coast of Paris metro tickets is set to double for the duration of the 2024 Olympics. But this is mostly for guests only. Locals with a monthly or yearly pass will not be affected. Check out this video.
C'est le vrai prix. C'est le vrai prix et il n'est pas question que les voyageurs du quotidien, les franciliens, le payent. C'est normal que les visiteurs payent le vrai prix du renforcement des transports pendant les Jeux. C'est la rançon du succès de ces Jeux.
Want more action-filled stories? Log on to onesports.ph. Meantime, catch the latest headlines later at 6 in the evening. I'll see you then. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.